I said, yo, what's up, everybody? I'm Amber. This is amaraslogic. Got a new video for you today. Green Bay Packers trades, rumors, and news. Before we get into it, you know the spiel. Comment, like, subscribe, and share this electrifying content with the people. First, before we get started, salute Packers Nation. Also known as friends and family. Appreciate you tapping in. If you can just hit the like button as y'all come in the building, be much appreciated. Salute to the chat. Best chat on YouTube. Y'all know hey, I'm sorry I was busy yesterday. I would have went live yesterday. But hey, this looked like a completely different Packers team, yo. Hey, Jordan Love looking comfortable in the pocket. Pocket collapsing all around him, just standing tall in the pocket, flinging bombs. Defense looks aggressive. Damn, does our defense look different without Joe Barry. Joe Barry was holding his team back, as I said. I think we're in for a very good season with the Green Bay Packers. They look poised. They look like they have a plan. You know what? First off, before we even get into that, I need to give an apology for Matt LaFleur. I used to bomb on Matt LaFleur, saying he was getting carried by Aaron Rodgers. He don't know what he's doing. I apologize. That man is an elite coach. He showed me everything I needed to see last year about his coaching. His coaching was elite. This team, low key, is elite. It's just we got a treacherous schedule. But I'm very, very impressed with what I'm seeing so far. With Aaron Rodgers being gone, Joe Barry, so many individuals that have been on this team for years are gone. Bakhtiari, and how we look better than ever. We're looking better than ever. Again, if it wasn't for that schedule, I'd really be talking crazy. But the schedule we got is no joke. It's no joke. I don't know if y'all saw it, but our schedule is no joke. But let's get into these numbers real quick. Actually, you know what I'm saying? While we got let me shout out the people in here first, and then we're going to look at these highlights. We're going to start reacting to these highlights, too. So I'm going to start adding that new wrinkle in the game. Shout out to Brandon King Carter. Salute. My boy Jeff Riley out of the OC. Salute. Jay Sizzle. Salute. What's good, Packer Nation? What's good? Let's take a look at these highlights real quick. And then we'll look at the numbers and everything after that. So let's look at this highlight reel real quick from the game yesterday. Obviously, the play that we want to see is a Jordan Love to Dontayvion Wicks for the bomb. And then Jordan Love was like, that's all y'all needed to see, deuces. This ain't what y'all paid $200 million for it. I'm out. What up? What up, Janet MOC? What up, Bleacher Report boss? Let me go ahead and share a screen here. Give me a second here. Yeah, let's get this started.
Binary Defense, the trusted cybersecurity partner of the Cleveland Browns. 2nd and 4. Love swings it out to Jacobs. Nice tackle by Mahmoud Diabate, who shined last year as an undrafted free agent. So the ones with Green Bay getting some run today. Looking deep downfield, and he's got it.
Dante. You know what's impressive about that? It's on a rope. That's what makes that impressive. It was on a rope. Like, look at the poise. Boom. Off his back foot. And I don't remember who said it in the chat, but I know that somebody was mentioning that they expect a big year from Dontayvion Wicks, and I can see why. He has size, speed, athleticism. I mean, we're deep at receiver. We're absolutely just stacked at receiver. And we got the tight ends, like I said, we'll have a top 10 offense easily. I really want to say top 5, but again, we do have a real schedule. But look at the pressure on the quarterback. I just haven't seen this type of defense from the Packers, and maybe since the Charles Woodson and when we had like Cullen Jenkins, where we were looking this strong. The Packers are tackling. I mean, they're just doing everything right. Obviously, teams are gonna make some plays, but I think our offensive line will be even better than it was last year. I think we don't have to worry about Jordan Love and any sophomore slump or any of that. That's for average quarterbacks. Our man is the truth, so I expect him to play even better than he did last year. Look at that. Cutting on the ball. This defense is a complete 360. Complete 360 from last year. Who I'm not a fan of, and I think I don't know if he's the guy as our backup, but I'm concerned about the Packers at backup quarterback. I thought Clifford would be legit, but I think he's mid. The other guy, Pratt, looked like he might be okay, but again, you got to see him against better competition. But I think Clifford has maybe regressed a bit from last year. I expected a little bit more from him. And I also was hearing in practice that he's been throwing pick sixes nonstop and interceptions nonstop. So I'm definitely concerned about our backup quarterback. You do need a backup quarterback. Not saying Jordan Love's gonna be hurt for the year, but what if he's tweaking ankle or something, he out for a couple weeks? We need someone that can play some football or knows how to play some football. And I'm almost saying, I think Amtrak's brought it up last live. The Packers might need to go ahead and take a look at somebody like Ryan Tannehill, just an older vet that just in case, just a security blanket. Because Clifford and Pratt, I can't trust either one of those dudes. We don't know y'all. We can't trust y'all. Field goal kicker looking much improved too. Hey, the Packers about to go on a run. The Packers, hey, if we can keep this thing together, it's gonna get serious, y'all. It's gonna get serious. Dr. Smith, good to see you in the chat. What's good? Just looking at some of these highlights from yesterday. Then we're gonna get to the chat, then we're gonna open these phone lines. The Packers look good, man. I'm okay with the Packers right now. I'm definitely more than okay. You know what's most improved with the Packers on defense is tackling. I don't see a lot of broken tackles from the Packers on defense. I also like Wilson. I think Wilson need to get some run at running back. I know we got the dude from Texas and all of that, but Wilson has been looking good even last year. I like him at running back. I definitely hope he gets a spot. See, that's not on the quarterback right there. That's definitely not on the quarterback. Just a strong win from the Packers. Just a strong defensive effort. Just a strong defensive effort. What y'all talking about in the chat? What rumors? Let me go over here and see what's going on. What rumors going on? Trading Wicks for CD Lamb, that would be nah. I don't even want us to have a true one. Janet MOC. You know what? I don't even want us to have a real one. I think that's what makes this dynamic. You don't know who our go-to player is. I think that's a part of the allure to the Packers, and what makes them very dangerous is that they don't have a quote unquote guy. Everyone can be the guy. Anybody can be the guy. That's what makes us dope. So I don't want us to get a number one. I don't want us to get a one. I like what we doing right now. And do y'all see the tackling? Let me get back in the chat. Do y'all see the tackling? Hey, the Packers look ready, man. I'm not gonna even hold y'all. Packers look ready. Packers look straight up ready, bro. I'm impressed. I'm definitely impressed. What up, Patricia P? What up, Gibson Nicholas? What up, bro? Shout out to the Bahamas. What's good? AB, what's good? Hey, the Packers about to be straight, y'all. Y'all thought I was talking crazy before, and I was like about Jordan Love, and I said it last season. Even when he struck, I was like, bro, he got it, man. He just gotta put it, put pen to paper, but he got it, and he got it. Do y'all see him in the pocket? He don't. You know what I love about Jordan Love? I pay attention to the little thing, attention to detail. He never get happy feet. You never see Jordan Love get happy feet, no matter how the pocket is crumbling. He never get happy feet or he pat the ball. He don't have none of those bad habits. He's coming from a regime of just great quarterback. I expect nothing else but greatness from Jordan Love. I expect nothing from greatness. He will lead us to a Super Bowl. I guarantee we get a Super Bowl under the helm of Jordan Love. And I gotta be honest, I ain't never seen our defense look this good. Like I said, the last time I seen us look this good was Clay Matthews in his prime, Cullen Jenkins, and when we had Charles Woodson and Nick Collins. That's the last time the defense gave me this feeling that these dudes got right now. This defense is just at you, very aggressive. This is a completely different defense from last year under the leadership of the much maligned, much talked about Joe Barry. God, you going sucker. Joe Barry's a mark. Let me get to some of these comments, then we're going to open up the lines here in a moment. Get it cracking early. Okay, y'all, so I'm just saying this before the season start. I'm just going to be realistic with what I think the Packers can be just based on the schedule. I think 10-7 and 11-6 is reasonable looking at the schedule. Let me pull that up too, just so y'all can get a gander at that real fast. Let me pull that up. Hold on. All right. Hold on 1 second. Look at this schedule, y'all. Let me pull this up. Let y'all see this. Look at this, y'all. Look at this. Eagles, Colts, Titans, Vikings, you already know, Rams, Cardinals, Texans, Jaguars, Lions, Bears, 49ers, Dolphins, Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears. I mean, this is a serious schedule, y'all. This is not no cakewalk. That's why I'm saying 10-6, 11-7 is or 10-7, 11-6 is reasonable. It could be a lot better, but it's just we're playing a lot of tough teams, y'all. So that's why I'm trying to just be realistic in my expectations. Though I do think we'll go on a run in the playoffs. I just think that this is a pretty tough schedule. Y'all let me know what y'all think the Packers record gonna be this year. Let me know in the chat. While y'all doing that, let me get into some of these comments. My boy Brandon King Carter in the building said, "Go Pack, go! Salute to my Packers family and friends and my Bucks Nation family." Absolutely. What up, Brandon? My man Jeff Riley said, "I said, yo, Bucks and Packer Nation." Absolutely. Y'all know what we doing here. Jay Sizzle said, "Jordan Love for MVP." I'm not going to say all that, but he's definitely going to solidify himself this year as one of them, as one of those elite quarterbacks. I honestly feel like he's going to solidify himself this year as one of those elite tier 2, tier 1 quarterbacks this year. How he ended last year is how it's just going to continue. It's the same thing we saw with Aaron Rodgers. When you just saw like the switch that when he flipped the switch, he's like, "Oh, it's up." It's the same thing. Same thing. Rinse and repeat. Packer quarterbacks. He's about to go on a run. Be ready. Get y'all Jordan Love's jersey. Y'all gonna have one for a minute. Hey, he's about to lock in. Salute to him. Janet MOC squad. What's good, ma'am? Hey, what up, Janet? Bleach Report boss said, "What up, chat? What up, Bleach Report boss?" Dr. Smith in the building said, "What's good, chat? What's good, Aaron? What's good?" Hey, Dr. Smith, I believe in the Packers, bro. I believe in his coaching staff and his defensive coordinator. He was the right one. He's the right one. Patricia P said, "What up, Packer Nation? Love only throws a TD on the third play of the game." Hey, we're explosive. Hey, Patricia P. Salute to you, Patricia P. I don't know if you've been on the line since I saw you last time. I just wanted to say it was a pleasure meeting you. I wanted to meet you, Patricia. Is what I want to say. I wanted to meet you when we was down there at Garfield days. I seen Brenda. I was looking for you, Patricia. AB, what's good? Janet MOC said, "I heard they were considering trading Wicks for CD Lamb." Yeah, I'm not doing that. Hey, Dr. Smith said we don't need those issues. Absolutely. Dr. Smith Gibson says, "Salute to the panel, peace and love." Absolutely. Salute to the Bahamas. Patricia P said, "I think Wilson is the backup running back, so he'll definitely get some play." I agree. I think he looked good. I think he looked good last year. Janet MOC agree. What up? Brandon shouting out Dr. Smith and Gibson as he should. Salute. Hey, Dr. Smith, I feel you. Hey, we look different, bro. We look different. Hey, he said he got to hop online. All right, we waiting for you. Patricia P said, "Yeah, he's very poised in the pocket." Yeah, I'm very impressed. Very impressed. Janet MOC said, "Love is the truth, and he's not." I agree. I think he got a chip on the shoulder. He's ready to show what it is. Marvin, what's good, bro? The magic of Jeff Hafley and his defense. Love OT. Yeah, bro. Love it. Yeah, bro. Bro. This, like I said, I haven't seen our defense look this good in a long time. Mr. Cool said I can't remember who it was. Some analyst on a national sports show last week said the Packers will go 15-2. Yeah, that's why I can't say that. We got some heavy hitters on the schedule. We'll see. I just don't want to get too hyped. I just want us to have reasonable expectations. We have a young team. We have a young quarterback. We have a first year defensive coordinator. Let's at least wait to the halfway mark to see how we really feel about this team to give a proper analysis, in my opinion. Bleacher Report boss said, I don't want CD Lamb. Oh, my man. AB said, wild card. We could win a division, though. It's going to be between us. I'm just keeping it real. The division is between us, Detroit, and the Bears. I'm telling you. Mr. Cool said Skip Bayless said the Packers will win the NFC. We have a chance. Absolutely. Because like I said, I think we have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFC and all of the NFL. And if it comes down to quarterback play, like I got us against anybody. I don't think San Francisco's. I think they'll find out this year that Brock Purdy is just mid. I think they'll find out he's not dynamic like Love. You'll never see him make plays like Love. He's just a glorified game manager. He's not dynamic. He has no special effects. Jordan Love he's fully loaded. He's fully loaded. His player badges, he got all of them. Janet MOC said, tough schedule or not, we ain't running from no smoke. Facts. Okay, Janet. Let's go. Brandon said, I believe in this team and the Bucks. Absolutely. Salute to Brandon. Patricia P said, likewise, absolutely. Salute, man. Marvin said, go Packers. Brewers 3 for overall top seed in the National League. Bucks fire. Yeah. Hey, Wisconsin sports is on a run. We about to go on a run. Salute to the Packers Nation and friends and family. What we doing? Don't let the Packers mess around and win a championship in his second year and starting. It'll be crazy. What up, Luke? You ain't late. You right on time, bro. Salute. Jeff Wright said AJ Dillon might have played his way off the team, a.k.a. Marjan. No, actually, it's the opposite, Jeff. I don't know if you've been hearing. We've been talking about, like, he's in the best shape of his life. He done shed like 15 pounds. He took a pay cut to be on the team. Like, he's going to do something. Maybe it'll be at fullback or short yardage, but he's going to get some run. My boy Luke said I'm excited for the Milwaukee Bucks, but let's go Packers. Absolutely. Let me put the link in the chat. There you go. Robert Brooks in the building. The Packers are going to be deadly this year. Our offense will be difficult to stop, and the defense will be very aggressive. Facts. I was just saying that, Robert Brooks. Facts. But it's organized aggression. Hey, Packers about to be straight. Bleach Report boss, you good? All right. Tap into Bleach Report boss, also known as the VP, in the building. What's good, bro? What's good, bro? Hey, you made it more blurry. Now, yeah, it was looking like Blair Witch Project for a minute. Now you good.
Oh.
Hey, my man Love. Hey, that's exactly what he's doing. Let me shake off these haters real quick. And the arm strength. The arm strength.
I mean, I saw the first couple of plays. I had to hurry up because he knew they were gonna do one series, and that throw he threw to Wicks was like on a rope, and he had to adjust on the. I mean, Wicks had to adjust on the catch a little bit to get inside, so he got in there, but it was still a good throw, a good ball. But How you gonna? I don't want to see Lamb at all. I mean, you got all these other players. JJ. See Christian Watson finally stay healthy this year. Wicks.
Yeah.
Both Melton. They did a lot of end arounds. They're trying to get all these receivers involved. They're trying to get all these players involved. They don't want to just stand back and throw the ball. They want to do all these type of throws and end arounds and kind of college type of plays a little bit
Right.
to get all.
We have a lot of team speed on offense. We
Yeah,
have a lot of team speed.
yeah. And what you just said about AJ Dillon. What I heard, he's gonna be number 2 no matter what. He's gonna be number 2, and
So
Lloyd's gonna
he's
be.
looking that good.
Yeah, it's looking at Lloyd's gonna be number 3, and he just got hurt yesterday. He pulled his hamstring yesterday, so he's gonna be
Oh,
out.
so Wilson was gonna be the third back then, no matter.
Probably will. That you were talking about. He's a good running back too, so that's another running back they need to look at a little bit more to get some start on until they can get Lloyd. But yeah, you're right. AJ Dillon, the best shape of his life. That man, he looks like he's been.
But it'll be a good change of pace because you got the dynamic back in Jacob. Then you got the bruiser and Dillon, and now if he can move a little bit, he could give us that Lacey feel.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I did cut my hair. Yeah, I got my hair cut.
Shout out to my man with the fresh cut. Let's go.
Go
ahead, bro.
Yeah, so it was just watching that game yesterday. I'm just really ready. The defense everybody was tackling. Harley doesn't want no missed tackles, anymore. None of that stuff you saw last year. And
fair point.
I'm not even hating on the schedule because look, all that is win games. Like we said this last year when they was playing, they're like, yeah, they're gonna struggle against this team, struggle against this team. It don't matter. It's on paper. They gotta go out there and they gotta go win out there on there. They beat the Chiefs last year. Nobody thought they was gonna
That's true.
In front of Taylor Swift, yeah.
Right, exactly. In front of Taylor Swift, right.
We went home with an L that day, so I didn't care.
Hell, we were a game away from the Super Bowl. Let's keep it real.
Man.
Let's keep it real. We was about to go to the Super Bowl. We had the 49ers dead to rights. It was just the lack of experience that hurt us. Now we have the experience. We have the talent. We have the coaching. We're poised for a big run. We're poised for it.
This team, you think about it, this team has not really have that that gauge of what they should have, but I just still think the Packers still got a lot of things they got to do to get better more and more. They ain't not gonna have. They still is not hit yet. That's what I'm really excited. They're still not even hit yet, and they're gonna get to that next level this year, hopefully. And I know that I mean, if who's gonna be on here? Who's coming in? Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Hustle, Dr. Smith in the building.
What's going on? What's going on?
Hey, defense looked completely different than last year. And I mean, come on, man. Come on,
and that wasn't
my boy.
Jordan.
Jordan Love just looked like a veteran already. You see him in the pocket. He don't look shook. He ain't patting the ball. He ain't getting happy feet. The whole pocket is crumbling around him. He stayed dead there and throw a dart. Come on, man.
The pocket.
What I like about that most is the fact that I didn't see a whole lot of Love, because Love said 2 plays. That's all I need. 2 plays, and I'm gonna go on the side and I'm gonna drink some Gatorade. 2 plays. That's it. 2 plays. Right? That's it. You got 1 play to Josh Jacobs that, all right, and then he was like, all right, I don't really feel like playing anymore. Right. And it was so that was so easy looking. It didn't even look like it was football. That just looked like I was throwing to my
backyard.
son.
You're in the backyard with your friends, right?
Yeah, it looked like I was throwing to my kid. Like, you know what I mean? It's just look here, go running. You know what I'm saying? It's so awesome, right? So awesome. How you doing, Daniel, man? What's going on, man?
How you doing, Mr. Smith? How you doing, Dr. Smith?
And I'm in good spirits, good vibes. I just an entire weekend of good sports, man. Right. I mean, watching USA men's basketball, just watching USA basketball, men and women, right?
Right.
I will say, because I know we talking Packers, and I'm loving that we talking Packers. I just want to say this real quick.
Yeah.
As someone who's been on the opposite side of Steph Curry going off, and I'm tired. I hate that damn put him to sleep night crap. It was beautiful. It almost brought me to tears watching him do it, and I'm actually rooting for it and knowing that he and LeBron kind of coming to the
at
end
their
of
age, and with those three, with KD, LeBron, and Steph to lead the old guard, to show they still got some left in the tank to lead that team, and they led that team. Let's not mistake anything. They led this team to a gold medal win.
Absolutely. And each of them had like signature moments. LeBron
Yep,
throughout the last
agreed.
couple of days. Kevin Durant, I was talking to my mother about that. His first game back, he couldn't miss. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. But we're talking Packers, right? And so I'm happy that you getting in on it, because as excited as I am about the Bucks, right? And I actually think we said we talked about it. We're all happy that the Bucks are reestablishing themselves, or at least they look to be reestablishing their defensive identity, and they went out and got the pieces that will make them fighting equals with a lot of the teams that they're going to play, right? You just asked for your team to have a chance, right? As excited as I am about them, I'm even more excited about
the Packers. I know.
Right? I probably know more about football than basketball, right? Football was my first love, right? You know what I mean? So I had heard just before I was able to jump on, you were giving like your prediction of the upcoming schedule. What did you say we were going to be at?
I said like 11-6, 10-7.
11-6, probably 12-5, 11-6 more likely.
Yeah.
This schedule was
All right, I think I'm a little more conservative than that. I think I would probably say, like, don't hate me for my conservative approach. I think I'd probably say about 17 games. I think we could win 17 games. That's my conservative.
Oh, you mean 10-7, 10-7,
no,
10-7?
No, I think we could beat every team that we play. That was me trying to. I think
go.
I think we could whitewash.
Okay.
I think we're getting all the books. I think we're getting.
Hey, I was just trying to be reasonable and not just jump all the way out the window with no parachute. Dr. Smith is like.
Jordan took a look at his hand, and his partner said, "How much you think you could get?" And he said, "Look, put your hand down. I'll get all the books. This is a game of spades. I'm just gonna run them right out the gym." I love it, man. I love what I'm seeing. I think we've made all the right moves to make our team even more competitive. I love it. I look at the safety room that we had last year. Of all the groups that we had on this team that suffered the most under Joe Barry, I think the secondary was the one that suffered. Right. I think my pass rush, Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, and company, Carl Brooks. I think those guys were fine. TJ Slayton. I think they were actually the strength of the team. I think the team, or the strength of the defense anyway. I think, but when you have guys who are playing 10 yards off the line of scrimmage and they were letting wide receivers just kind of get to wherever it is they wanted to get, that ultra conservative approach, the bend but don't break, leave everything in front of you, death by 1,000 paper cuts that would have me cursing at the TV approach, I think made a lot of our secondary guys look crazy. It was as if Brian Gutekunst had a vision. He and Matt LaFleur and all the people who were involved in the decision making, they had a vision of the defense being more aggressive, and everyone was down with it. But then they gave the keys to the car over to someone who couldn't drive it. You know what I mean? It's like we were building a performance car that we wanted to have on the racetrack, and then we gave the keys to the car to someone who only felt safe driving a minivan and 30 miles an hour. No disrespect to Joe Barry, get him out of here, which we did. And so now you bring in someone like Jeff Hafley, who is a defensive backs coach by trade, right? And it's not just him. He brought over the ex-defensive coordinator for San Diego, the Chargers, to be his defensive backs coach. And it's a collaborative effort. They brought over the middle linebackers coach from Miami. This guy is doing nothing but running up and down the line, losing his mind, getting the linebackers in order, right? You have the coach, I'm forgetting his name now. He's got an African name, who's the defensive line coach. Every time someone does something, he's damn near running on the field and getting run
Culture
over.
matters,
Just a
ladies and
better,
gentlemen. Culture matters.
right? It's just a better energy. I think that they've simplified things. From what I'm reading in the report, which has brought the best out of guys. I think they're going with a more aggressive approach, which I think caters to the strength of the team itself. It seems like we've leveled up everywhere. We haven't gone backwards anywhere. We've leveled up everywhere. Like, so please forgive my enthusiasm, but I could talk about the Packers for like 2 straight weeks, man.
I agree.
You
The
know what
reason
I mean?
I'm being more conservative is because they're young. That's my main concern. They might have a couple hiccups in a regular season just on youth. Maybe they get a couple big wins, and then a team they shouldn't lose to, they lose. You know what, stuff like that. I could just see youthful errors that could cause us to lose a few games. But I think those errors will all be corrected in the regular season, and you won't see those in the playoffs. Which is why I'm being conservative. Just like the year we won the Super Bowl, we didn't have the best regular season record. We just hit our stride going into the playoffs. I feel like this team is built that same way because we're so young. We'll have some, bonehead plays throughout the season, but towards the end, you'll see everything starting to click, and then we'll just go on a run in the playoffs. That's just my personal opinion.
For sure, for sure. I'm being goofy when I say
No,
17.
yeah, I
No,
understand, but I just want to, from my perspective, I don't think that that's crazy, to be honest. If they all play at their capability, we could do that. Because if you look at this Packers team and just look at the offense, you don't even know who to stop. Who do you focus on? You can't
see,
focus on anybody. That's what makes us dangerous. I don't want us
that's
to get a Devontae Adams. I don't want us to get a one. That's what, then you can defend that, and then it makes the quarterback think he has to feed one person. On this team now, you feed who's open. If that's Kraft, if that's Musgrave, if that's Wicks, if that's Dobbs, if that's Watson, if you're open, you're going to get the ball. It keeps the defense on their heels. And talking about our offense, we might have the most. I mean, I know people are going to talk about Miami, but right up there with Miami is us as far as offensive firepower. And to be honest, we got more if you're throwing in the tight ends. We have a little bit more. We are explosive offensively, and I guarantee you we're in the top 10 for offense this year for sure, for sure. Barring any injuries, top 10, easy work.
If we have a weakness, if there's a place that I am possibly concerned about, it wouldn't be the skill position players on offense or defense. It would be the offensive line. That's the only thing that I'm slightly worried about.
Yeah, because it's a revamped offensive line. It's a revamped offensive line. We lost Bakhtiari, people like that, so it's a different offensive line. I agree with that.
And it's not even a bunch of positions. It's just right guard and maybe right tackle. Not because I don't think Zach Tom, who is our starting right tackle, can't do it. I think he's fantastic, and he's on his way to being a Pro Bowler.
Right.
I just know what he's going to be able to do right out the gate because he did have a pectoral injury, right? And so we're not talking about like a minor shoulder injury or something. We're talking about like if the job is push and pull, right? As an offensive guard, and you have a pec injury, right? I don't know how long it's going to take him to get up to speed.
Right.
And I not like his backup, or at least the person who looks to be his backup. They keep putting Dillard in there. I don't know how he makes the team. Earlier in training camp. So just for perspective, to show you how nerdy I am, are you familiar who Andy Herman is? The Pack-A-Day podcast. He has a YouTube channel.
I think I heard of it. I haven't watched, but I heard it. Okay.
All right. So very informative channel, for those who don't know who he is, right? He started off very similar to you. He started off with like a channel. He had his own like day job, but he was big into the sports and whatnot. And it sounds like, because I don't know him personally, right? But it sounds like he just kind of kept building and building and building, which is what we hope for you, because you build it.
Trying, salute.
You know what I mean? And so he was able to honestly move on from his like regular job, take on the job as a reporter, and now he has the ability to go to all these Packer practices, right? Before, when I would get my information on the Packers, I'd have to read the reports from the reporters after the practice, like normal. You know what I mean? What this dude will do is he'll go to because he has a press pass, he'll go to the Packers practices and give like a play-by-play reenactment on his Twitter line. I'm so goofy that I'm sitting there doing my administrative work at my job, but I got my iPad open. So when they go to practice, I'll start refreshing his Twitter page, whatever, and I'm seeing the play-by-play action as it happens to kind of envision what I can't see, right? And so that's how crazy I am about all of that, right? Earlier in the training camp, Andre Dillard was getting ran over by Rashawn Gary. And so training camp, and all the time, it was like 100% all the time, just getting destroyed, right? And to me, training camp, sometimes I don't know what to extrapolate from what I'm reading, right? Because when you hear that, I'm thinking, okay, Rashawn Gary, then Defensive Player of the Year, loading, right? Or is Andre Dillard just a terrible outside tackle? Like, which one is it, right? Because you do want some give and take in training camp. That's why that's why I really want to see like these preseason games to see it against somebody else, because I don't know what to always take from what it is I'm hearing.
Practice.
You know what I mean? Like I'll read about practices in the defense period was just owning the offense in the very beginning, and it was interception after interception after interception. I heard you talking about our backup quarterback, Sean
Clifford.
Clifford was just an interceptions machine. Jordan Love came in and gave some balance back to it, but he was also throwing interceptions back and forth. So then you start to say, all right, well, should I be worried? Should I not be worried and whatnot? And then Jordan Love comes out in 2 plays, throws a touchdown. So, all right, so I'm not worried about Jordan Love at all, right? You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not. He just looked like I said, me throwing
because
my
practice,
son.
you're going to take chances. You're going to try things. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole point. Just like boxing and sparring. Sparring is way different than when you're in the actual fight. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I take it as. It's just you trying things, experimenting, working on your craft. You're going to make some mistakes working on your craft.
Right. I'm going to say real quick about Dylan Brooks is going to be the gospel. I'm going to teach you the gospel of what's going on with him and why he's not playing very well. Number one, he got drafted by the Tennessee Titans in the first round. When he first got drafted, they thought he was going to be a good player. Between that, he had bad attitude. He didn't want to practice. He didn't play well. He thought, because I'm the first round pick, he's going to get all the shine or whatever. The Titans ended up cutting him. That's how bad. Yeah, they ended up cutting him.
I thought he was drafted by the Eagles first. He didn't play for the Eagles first?
Eagles.
He did go to the Titans. I think we just got him from the Titans.
Yeah. He went to the Eagles. My bad. But my thing was that he lacked his mental toughness, and his technique is horrible. He's trying to fight with you. When you put offensive lineman, I played offensive line when I was like little kid. You was always taught when you block somebody, you get in their chest. You grab them by their chest into the shoulder pads, and you push them. What he's doing is trying to push somebody. He's trying to chicken fight with them, and that's not how you play offensive line. You got to get in their chest. You got to grab them. Yes, but
you see the drills being dropped. You see the drills
being
dropped.
Right
in the chest, right in the shoulder pads, and he's not doing it. He doesn't. He lacks that mental toughness, and he got lack heart while he played the game. Like, this is his last chance. And the Packers right now trying to waste their time with guys that cannot play in that interior line, especially tackle. Tackle is the most important.
Right.
One of the most important lines, especially your backside, because the quarterback can't see on your right side when he's trying to throw a ball down the field. So you make one mistake over there. Like, I've been there. If you make a mistake and that quarterback get his, that's on you. So they can't make
it's the most important. It's the most important unit.
To a right-handed quarterback.
Well, offensive line just in general is the most important unit in football, other than the quarterback himself, right? Jordan Love is the highest paid football player in the league. One mistake from you, and it's over. If a defensive lineman or a linebacker comes unblocked to Jordan, he's going to put. If it were me, I'm not trying to kill someone, but
I plant him. I'm gonna try to plant him.
I'm gonna park you right there, and I'm gonna leave you where I found you. That's exactly
right.
You know what I mean, and that's it. I'm gonna park you right there. It's gonna be Bart Scott and Roethlisberger all over again, and that's what they're trained to do. That's what they're trained to do, right? You know what I mean? Like, you don't block me, you're gonna pay for that. Your shoulders are gonna touch. Your shoulders are gonna touch. I'm gonna plant you, right? You know what I mean?
Fold you like a burrito.
And if that happens, then it's over for us. Because
Right.
then it's Sean Clifford. Please, like, you know what I mean?
Right, and
I
that's why
can't.
Bakhtiari was so important, because he could be counted on. When he played, he was rock. You never had to worry about it. He was rock solid. You know what I mean? So
Exactly. Now here's the cause for enthusiasm, right? I do like what I'm hearing about Kadeem Telford, who's the other guy. He's the one who I do think will get the job of swing tackle. I want Caleb Jones to get more of a shot.
You pick him in the late rounds.
Say again.
when did we
The
get
guy
Tilford?
was the guy in the late rounds.
Kadeem Telford was here. No, so he's not a rookie. Kadeem Telford was here the year before, so he's like in his second year, right? The guys we got in this draft were Jacob Monk and
The guy in the first round that we got, the tackle.
Yeah, he's hurt right.
Jordan Morgan is predicted to be our right guard. So originally when we got him, people thought that he could go in at left tackle.
Tackle, right?
And he didn't really. I don't know that he warmed up to that as much as we would like. Not only that, but Rasheed Walker just is not relinquishing that spot. That gives me hope, right?
Okay.
It always said that Rasheed Walker is actually playing well. He played well last year. Toward the end, he was like warming up, and Jordan Morgan wasn't able to dislodge him. So you know that he's going to get a spot somewhere, or at least they're going to give him a fighting chance to get a spot somewhere. A lot of people felt like it was always going to be at right guard, because they didn't quite know about what is his name? Sean just went right out of my head.
Let me pull up.
It doesn't matter. Anyway, the right guard that we have, right? Sean Ryan. They don't know about him. I think Sean Ryan is probably best coming off the bench. And so to me, if I were a betting man, I would say our starting lineup left to right is probably going to be Rasheed Walker, Elton Jenkins. You have Josh Myers,
right?
Jordan Morgan, our draft pick, and Zach Tom. I feel confident about that, but I need to see Zach Tom come in and get up to standard quickly. And that's less of a fear than I would have had last year. It's not a fear about his ability; it's a fear about his health. And we have a lot of training camp to go. So if he's able to get strong and ready, then I'm good. And I have no worries. On offense, we have an answer for every question that the defense can offer us. That's what makes us think. We have an answer for everything. So for these people who are like, oh, well, we don't have a number one wide receiver, you're not a student of history.
Right.
I told you I could talk Packers all day, right? Because we could go back to when we had Greg Jennings and Donald Driver and James Jones, Jordy Nelson and Randall Cobb and Jermichael Finley and Andrew Corliss. Who was our number one receiver back then?
We didn't really have one.
We really had
right? We didn't have one.
Right. Jordy was starting to assert himself, but that was like, no, we didn't have one though. Everybody was kind of,
because it could just as easily be Greg Jennings.
Right.
And if you go to defend Greg Jennings with your number one guy and you leave Jordy Nelson open, then James Jones was going to burn you.
Right.
And if James Jones was going to burn you and you had all this coverage in the back end of the field and you left the intermediate part of the field open, then Yodo, right? You had a takeover. Jermichael Finley back then was going to burn you. And we did all of that back then without the benefit of a running game to balance our attack. Aaron Rodgers was just destroying you with the pass. Right. Now we have all of that and a running
game, right?
You see what I'm saying?
And the defense, defense on the backside. Our defense is going to be much better.
I could talk for years. I want to take over but I could talk for years. I'm telling you, man.
Hey, we love it. We love it. Go ahead, Bleach Report, boy.
No, I just wanted to say real quick, all the enthusiasm and then, talk about the rumors about having CeeDee Lamb. I'm like, why? That's Dallas Cowboys' problem. You should pay him by now. You don't want to pay him. And I talk about want to trade with us a little bit. Like, no, we're not helping you get better because you want to get rid of your player that you don't want to pay right now. That's Jerry Jones' problem. He always been a problem for that team for 20-some years. Not always in the way. Don't want to always talking. It just, no. We are good. Yeah. Like, we good salary cap. We got good picks.
Yeah, don't get us involved in your foolishness.
Yeah, we got everybody.
I love it too. The more incompetent they are over there, the easier it's going to be for us, right?
Facts.
So you don't want to pay your players. simple math, right? Certain positions appreciate in value over time. You had an opportunity to lock down Dak Prescott when you could have. You chose to mess around. Now, when Dak Prescott's going to ask for the money, it's going to be in like the $60 million range.
Right.
That's incomparable. You should have just paid the man when you did. That's why you pay Jordan Love now. Because you don't pay Jordan Love. You sit there and say, oh, well, he's only done it for half a year. Okay, then when it's time to pay him, he's going to be worth more money. He's only the highest paid quarterback now because the next quarterback hasn't asked for his money yet, right? But when the Baltimore quarterback, when his contract is up, that dude is going to get paid more money than everybody.
Right.
And then so on.
And then Josh Allen and so on and so forth, right?
When it comes to these wide receivers, right? Do you understand why Jordy Nelson and Devontae Adams became as good as they are outside of their own incredible work ethic, right? It was because of the experience they had with their quarterback. They had so much experience, so much reps, so much time on the field with Aaron Rodgers that connection became almost telepathic. It's what we want with Damian Lillard and Giannis. It's what we have.
Awesome analogy.
Right, with Chris Middleton and Giannis. It's telepathic. I don't have to say anything anymore, right? Every time you bring in somebody new, you're hitting the reset button, right? And so you bring in another wide receiver who does not have that communication with Jordan Love, then certain things don't get completed down the field. One of the reasons why they were able to get on the same page as quickly as they did was because of how much time they spent in the offseason last year. Leading up to training camp, right? You add on another year on top of that. These are guys who don't have to learn the offense because they already know it. And so now you can layer on top of their knowledge even more. You thought that playbook was big before. Wait till you get a load of what we see now. You're going to see more movement, and these guys are going to be able to absorb all of that because they have the foundation built from last year. You bring in somebody new, somebody who's going to be asking for a whole lot of money, who doesn't know the offense. That's regression. We don't need that. We don't need that. And we're not lacking anyway, right? We have an answer. You want to go deep? You want to sit there and not have over-the-top help for your safety? Say, like, you're playing too high or even one high. I don't think another team is going to play one high like us. But say you're playing too high or whatever, trying to defend the deep throw, then we'll just brutalize you with Jaden Reed and Dontayvion Wicks and our running game down in the middle, and we will death by 1,000 paper cuts you, right?
Right.
Tucker Kraft, Luke Musgrave, we will force you to have to play up to the middle. You do that, Christian Watson destroys you.
Easy. And Dobbs. They both got speed. Wicks, Dobbs, and Watson got real speed.
Right. You need that clutch catch that I need to have it catch. Who makes more contested catches in the league right now than Romeo Dobbs?
Right.
He
Facts.
is Mr. Contested
Very
catch.
underraid.
Right.
You know who you remind me of is
now,
Robert
so
Brooks. I don't know if y'all remember Robert Brooks, but he reminded me of a young Robert Brooks. Dobbs.
Robert Brooks.
All right, I do remember Robert Brooks. That's a good analogy, right? I was going to say Antonio Freeman, but I think Robert Brooks was more of a speed merchant, right? But I do like the analogy.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the analogy, right? And it's getting even worse because I thought that our wide receiver room was set before. I've been listening to everything that I'm hearing in training camp, and I watched that game. We may have upgraded without even upgrading, because with all due respect to Malik Heath, I don't think he's winning this battle with Grant DuBose.
No.
You understand? If DuBose keeps going like he is, then now think about this. We have Christian Watson, that's your deep threat, and I don't think he's just a deep threat, by the way, because he wasn't just a deep threat in that game against Kansas City. He just destroyed the person who was assigned to defend him, right? But that should consider your over-the-top help, right? And if he's hurt or injured, we got Bo Melton to stand in for that, right? We have our contested catch guy, our work the middle of the field guy in Romeo Dobbs and Dontayvion Wicks. We have our slot receiver and our gadget guys in Jaden Reed and Bo Melton.
He's talking.
We have our mismatch problems with your your inline tight end and Luke Musgrave, who's faster than everyone that's going to be assigned to him. So he can go right down the middle. You want your more traditional tight end who can also do the block, and we have Tucker Kraft. All of a sudden, we have Tyler Davis, who's going to apparently be almost like our fullback because we don't have a fullback.
H-back, I think they want to call it as an H-back. Yeah.
Right. And we have Ben Sims. So you have all of that. Malik Heath was supposed to be like our dirty work blocking wide receiver. Well, apparently Grant DeBose can do that, and he's in this preseason game doing toe tap, or sideline swag, or whatever they call it, where he's toe drag swag, right? He's doing all those types of catches, that Jordy Nelson type stuff.
Shout out to Jordy Nelson, one of the best to ever do it with them sideline catches. Shout out to Jordy Nelson. He was giving people crazy work when he was in his prime. Crazy work.
One of my top 3 favorite Packers.
Bro, is he? You know what? Just a quick pivot, real quick. Is Jordy Nelson Hall of Fame? Nah, right? Packer Hall of Fame. I know.
I'm not an unbiased guy, so if Aaron Rodgers, but to me, I would say yes, and I know people will roll their eyes, but here's my argument for that. If Aaron Rodgers is going to the Hall of Fame, who was his most reliable wide receiver over the course of his career?
Jordy Nelson.
Was Jordy Nelson.
Right.
As much as we all love Greg Jennings, as much as we all love James Jones, and eventually as much as we all love Devontae Adams, throughout the body of Aaron Rodgers' career, his most trusted wide receiver, and trusted in that Aaron Rodgers was notorious for the play breaking down, and now we just got to figure it out. And who was the best at improvisation? I'm going to feed your improvisation. Do you know how difficult that is?
Right.
Like to feed and to get on that same level?
One play that he did, and you agree with me. He is against a eventual Hall of Famer that's going to probably go. 2014 against the Patriots, he did a cut.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Darrelle Revis cut across the field. But you see how I knew exactly what you were saying just now? That's exactly what I'm talking about. That was a need to have it play. I think that was the third quarter. And Jordy Nelson, Darrelle Revis, number 1 cornerback in the league at that point, without debate. All we kept hearing about was, all right, well, Jordy Nelson's nice, but he's not fast enough, and blah, 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 blah. And Jordy Nelson caught the ball, put a move on Darrelle Revis, and burnt him to the end zone. Burnt him.
He had underrated speed. Jordy Nelson had underrated speed. Oh, Jordy. If he wouldn't have got hurt, he had a little bit more time if he didn't get hurt. Oh, Jordy.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
He said Jordy Nelson burnt Keith to leave in college. He was Kent State. He went against Kent State, and he was in Kansas State, and Kansas. My bad. And he just destroyed him on one play. And I'm like,
everybody.
Yeah, everybody got it. That's all Jordy did was catch deep balls. Literally, that was his forte.
We were in the Super Bowl against the Pittsburgh Steelers. How tough? Go back and look at how tough that defense was that we were going up against. That's a defense that
and Jordy was cooking them. What he had 12 catches, 100 and something. That's when Jordy became Jordy. Was in the Super Bowl. That was the emergence of Jordy Nelson. Was that Super Bowl? He never turned back after that. He was electric after that.
It was real scary hours for Green Bay. As far as the rest of the league was concerned, the year after when we went 15-1, that's why.
Jordy went off. Jordy was going off.
He was unguardable. Like they used to have this play. I don't know exactly the name of the play, right? But all I know is that it would look like a play action, right? And Aaron Rodgers would drop back, and then he would kind of go into like this heave ho thing. That was his deep play, and 3 different people were featured on it, right? You'd have Jordy Nelson, you have Greg Jennings, every so often you have James Jones. Less James Jones because I don't think he had like the flat out speed to make that work all the time. So it was more Greg Jennings and Jordy Nelson than anything else. But with Jordy Nelson, it was peanut butter and jelly. That was an automatic 40-yard bomb.
Jordy was the dude, bro. Oh, Jordy.
Yeah, that was to me the Aaron Rodgers play action deep pass to Jordy Nelson to me was like Chris Middleton throwing an alley oop
Yeah,
to Giannis.
it's iconic,
That's
isn't
how
it? It's iconic. It's iconic for real.
that,
It's
that's how I
iconic
felt.
for real. And I
Yeah,
think
no,
that
I
Jordan
felt
Love is going to. I don't know who it's going to be, but I think somebody's going to emerge similarly out of this crop of receivers. I just don't know who yet.
I think it's
see
Wicks.
Wicks could do it.
I think it's
maybe.
Wicks.
I think honestly, it's just going to be more of what you saw last year, right? Aaron Rodgers famously said. That's why I said I don't understand why this is a new concept for so many people because it's not like we haven't seen it before. It's not like we haven't seen this before in Green Bay. Like
Right.
I gave you the lineup before when we had this last, and someone had asked Aaron Rodgers who the number one receiver was, and he said the open receiver. That was the year
he would
that
say something like that. He'll definitely
right,
say
but it was
something
true.
like that.
But it was true. That was the year.
Right.
That was the year that history is just repeating itself. I hope you guys see that, right? Because that year there was a Sports Illustrated. I don't know if you guys remember. There was a Sports Illustrated cover with Aaron and his receivers on it, all of them, because the feeling around that was very similar to this. Well, who is the number one guy? Out of all these guys, but a lot of what we were hearing about these guys now is what we were hearing about them then. Like I don't know that Greg Jennings could be measured to someone like a Calvin Johnson back then, or Randy Moss. I don't know that Jordy is up there with Andre Johnson and whatnot. But see, the problem was you could put your number one cornerback on that guy, but who's going to guard this dude over here and this dude over here? Hence the statement: who's the better receiver? Who's your number one receiver? The open receiver. Fast forward 20-some odd years later, whatever, they literally asked Jordan Love the same question, and Jordan Love said the same answer: the number or the wide open guy. That's who I'm going to. And what I love about this team is that you have to have a healthy ego to exist in that team. You guys got to be all on the same page. You got to love one another. Got to be a real brotherhood. It can't be this give me my. It can't be any of that stuff that you saw with dude in Buffalo that ended up going down to Houston.
Diggs.
Where I need. Yeah, it can't be any Stephon Diggs stuff. It can't be any typical wide receiver diva nonsense, right? Where someone is now, because you see how that team suffered as a result, right? Where they felt pressured to try and force feed him the ball, and their offense only got better when he was deactivated. Then their offense got better, and Buffalo got to looking back, being like Buffalo, the way that they could. Be a student of your history, your recent history, and your past history. You see what happens when you try to make it about a number one guy. You got all these weapons. Everyone's leveled up. So Dontayvion Wicks leveled up last year. Wasn't nobody talking about Dontayvion Wicks before that. Dontayvion Wicks forced himself into that conversation.
Correct.
Because out of necessity, because early in the season when Christian Watson was injured from time to time, someone else had to step up. Dontayvion Wicks got his reps and leveled up and never turned back. Wasn't nobody talking about Tucker Kraft like that, but Tucker Kraft leveled up out of necessity because when Luke Musgrave got hurt,
yep, he stepped up.
Tucker Kraft stepped up and then never leveled down. That is the strength of this offense. These guys who were forced to step into these positions leveled up, and then when we finally got the benefit of having everyone, they never went back down. We had a dirge of injuries, a bunch of injuries. We had to call Bo Melton up from the practice squad. Bo Melton got his opportunity in that Minnesota game, had a 100-yard game. He leveled up and never went backwards. So by the time we get to San Francisco, Bo Melton, who got called up from the practice squad, was a wide receiver who caught a touchdown in a division game.
This type of commentary is why you subscribe to this channel. Carry on, sir.
One more player
we just had a bunch of guys leveling up. And then when everyone was there, we never went backwards. The strength of that on full display is what you saw in Dallas. Who do you defend at this point?
Oh, no, we're not sleeping on Musgrave, bro. Paul Robertson said, y'all sleeping on Musgrave. No, we're not. No, we're not. No. That's the X factor. 2 tight ends. That's going to make us like New England when they had the killer, and then they had, what's the other, Hernandez and
Gronkowski.
Gronkowski, yeah.
Right.
We'll be like that. And they both can block.
Man, Russ Ray is huge. That man big, man. 6'7", where he's tall. I saw him in practice a year
Right?
ago.
He's tall and he's fast. That's his strength. He's tall and he's fast. So if he could get like his coordination down, that was his weakness. Was that it seemed like he was almost too fast for his body. So he'd catch the ball.
Yeah,
And
I
trip
can
and
say that.
fall. Right? But eventually he got that kind of under control, and if he can continue with that. But my biggest thing with the offense is just it's another year of confidence. It's another year of these guys being in the system. Jordan Love being confident in his receivers. The receivers knowing full well where they're supposed to be. There's no indecision. There's no doubt. There's no, all right, well, I should have been here, but I'm off doing this. There's none of that. And so because of that, you have an answer for everything. Everyone is someone that I could trust. We're not having to lab or work anything out. We're not having to go back to the drawing board. We're already there. The only new people is Josh Jacobs and Marshawn Lloyd.
Right, now, and they'll fall right into place. Those are veterans.
Right.
I
heard you talk about A.J. Dillon before.
In there, the guy that's been, all these yards, he's not gonna get them. They said they're not gonna run him to the ground. They're gonna give him run. They're gonna have him go passing. They're gonna have him at least 20 carries a game, but not the way he had in Las Vegas because they want him for the playoffs. He said they want him for the playoffs.
Raiders were trash juice. Like they didn't have an offense at all. He was their offense, right? And so, you come on a team like this. Not only do we not need that, but that's not the strength of this team is to be a strictly running team. We're not Cleveland. Right. You know what I mean? We have other options. Other teams want the benefit of what we have because you are going to have to respect the passing game or we're going to do what we just did to Cleveland. I know that was a preseason game and whatnot, but a play like that is going to you see it happen in real time like we played Detroit last year, right? The second time around. The first time we got our headline pushed back, right? Everyone saw it. It was bad. Then we got caught fire. We played Detroit again. We went up to Detroit. What was the first play of the game, if you guys remember? First play of the game.
Bomb to Christian
Watson, yeah.
Right. So now there's no loading the box to try and stop our running back. If we could do that on one play, there's no loading the box. If you do not load the box with Josh Jacobs as your running back, then you're going to lose the game every single time. It's like it's checkmate every single time.
It's how you want to lose. You want to lose through the air or on the ground, but you're going to lose. It's just how you want it. Yeah. How do you want it?
Total,
yeah,
man.
I'm going to get you sucker. Take the window of the stairs. The window of the stairs. With one is quicker. One is going to hurt a lot more, right?
The Packers is lit. It is lit in Green Bay right now. Hey, I believe in this squad for real.
We just talking offense. It's not even my favorite part of the. So in all things, seek balance, right? Just like how I feel about the Bucks, I want my team to be balanced. But if you held my feet to the fire and you asked me, like under pressure, what is my favorite part of the field? I'm gonna say defense. Any sport that I play defense, right? Over the years as a Packer fan, it's been frustrating to watch because I think that we've had good individual defensive players or we've had patches, but we haven't been able since that championship year to be consistent throughout the year. We've got Clay Matthews and Charles Woodson and B.J. Raji and company, Sam Shields. I really liked him. Nick Collins obviously was on his way to a Hall of Fame career. Cullen Jenkins, Tramon Williams. We've had players, right? But to be consistent throughout the year. I don't want to kick dirt on the man's grave because he's gone now, but Joe Barry was a black cloud on this defense.
Yes.
And that was the make it before, or I was about to make before, was I think that the defensive group that suffered the most was the secondary because it didn't suit those guys at all. And to Jeff Hafley, who I think has, from all reports, has simplified things for his defensive backs. He went out and you get a guy like Xavier McKinney, who is going to be the Charles Woods, in my opinion, I'm predicting this, the Charles Woodson pickup of this generation of the Packers. Because you are injecting a brilliant mind into that secondary who communicates. He's already
That's the key right there, the communication part, that part.
And they're all picking it up. So again, I told you, I've been nerding out, I've been geeking out or whatever on all these reports, and I'm just reading how these guys are responding to Xavier McKinney and how he's already looked at, right? They talk about this guy like the Bucks talk about Chris Middleton as far as his maturity, like he's the grown up in the and he's automatically got that respect. Automatically, right there, and then where people are listening to him and whatnot, you got all pro players like Jair listening to him. Xavier McKinney's never been all pro. He's never even been a Pro Bowler. But they're all kind of, I'm not saying they're deferring to Xavier McKinney. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying the level of respect
they respect his IQ.
Exactly. And he's speaking in his way, and it's got everyone else talking. Now, just for comparison's sake, you look at the safety room last year, we had Darnell Savage, we had Jonathan Owen, Simone Biles' husband, we had Rudy Ford, and we had, to me, a lesser version of Anthony Johnson Jr. In 1 year, we replaced all of them. Darnell Savage for Xavier McKinney. Rudy Ford for Javon Bullitt.
Yeah, true.
Jonathan Owens for Evan Williams. Anthony Johnson of old versus the Anthony Johnson now in a system that plays more to his strengths. If you remember, those of you who are really nerding out, Anthony Johnson Jr. was a cornerback in college who converted to safety so he can actually go out and cover like speedier guys, and he played aggressive football. They implement a system that works for all of them. You got an Eric Stokes who's coming back, and by all reports, he's in better shape than he was when he left with injuries. Like, so he's back to first year level Eric Stokes. 4.29 Eric Stokes. That guy who's running 4.2 speed in a system that's more suited to him. You have this pass rush that are going to force quarterbacks into more rushed passes in that second.
We'll finally be getting real pressure. We'll finally be getting real pressure on the quarterback this year.
And not just pressure. This is what I'm really excited about, right? The pressure that we had before was just them saying go hunt the quarterback. There was no like real strategy to it. Right. Sean just go get the quarterback, right? It's the difference between a wide receiver beating someone because of his own skill, and then you have a defensive or an offensive coordinator like LaFleur who will come in and scheme someone open, right? With scheme, someone is always going to get open. Jeff Hafley is going to scheme someone always getting to the quarterback. That's one of his strengths. So it's not just jailbreak blitzes and someone saying, Sean Gary, get the quarterback. There is a very intentional...
It's structured aggression.
So someone can always go get the guy. We're talking about all this, and the player that I was most excited about hasn't even really assumed the starting position. That's Edgerrin Cooper. I looked at Edgerrin Cooper, and I was thinking to myself, he could be our Levante David.
About that guy. I told this guy about him. The best linebacker in draft.
Yeah.
He could be our Levante David. And we're not even talking about him because the system that they implemented, everyone leveled up across the board. It's not that he hasn't played well. It's just that he hasn't gotten the spot from Isaiah McDuffie and Eric
They have
Wilson.
the potential to be, but we don't know yet. But they have on paper, they could be. Is this the best D-line since 97? On paper, it could be. We got to see it, though. We got to see it.
You got to remember, though.
I would rather compare them to the Aaron Rodgers Super Bowl team. That team, that 97 was like an all-Madden team. That team was crazy. That defense was so good. We already knew we were winning the Super Bowl. It didn't even matter. It didn't even matter who we played. Cowboys, none of that. We smoked everybody that year. Everyone got put in the pack. Everybody. Now I don't think this defense is on that level. I would want it to be, but I mean there was Hall of Famers left and right on that squad. Like that squad was stacked. We had all the old Eagles who had a little bit of gas, but man, listen, hey,
Reggie was top 5 ever.
Right? Yeah, Reggie White and then Seth Joyner. Oh man,
Gilbert Brown and
it was nasty work. Like that team was crazy. That defense was crazy. Newsom, Craig
The
Newsom.
defensive line that we had when Brian Pickett and B.J. Rogers, you weren't running up the middle against those dudes. Those
Right.
big 2 small wrestlers. You know what I mean?
That
We
90,
can.
that 97 defense low key is an all-time defense. That 97 defense is low key an all-time defense. That team was ridiculous. Pressure from when you have a good defense, you can get pressure from all three levels, from the defensive line, from linebackers and safeties. And why do I say safety? Leroy Butler during that time invented the safety blitz and getting the sack. Let's not forget. Let's not forget. Leroy Butler is a Hall of Famer for a reason. He reinvented that position during that time of that run. Leroy Butler is one of the best safeties ever was on that team. There was too many people with yellow jackets on that team, man. There's a lot of people with yellow jackets on that squad. Seriously. That was... Nah, we can't talk about them lightly. We can't talk about that team lightly.
It wasn't until Troy Polamalu came around that I saw a safety that I felt blitzed better.
Yep, correct, than Leroy Butler. And he was just more athletic and faster. Like, he was just more athletic and faster. Like, it just is what it is. Yeah. He evolved. But I agree with that. Leroy Butler made being a safety look cool.
He did.
But here's something to be excited about, right? Coming out of college, this is why you don't listen to people when you're going into the draft and you get all these so-called draft experts or whatever. These people don't know what they're talking about, right? Evan Williams looked at as a stretch, as a reach, right? This dude is playing so well that there's a real competition between he and Javon Bullard as far as who's going to be the starting safety opposite Xavier McKinney. So is Anthony Johnson Jr., by the way. It is a legit three-way race, three-horse race right now, right? The strength of Evan Williams coming out of college was supposed to be his ability to blitz. So again, it's just relentless pressure. If we reach our ceiling, you have a defensive line that doesn't even need the blitz to get to the quarterback. You got,
and that's what makes you dynamic,
right? You got a Kenny Clark. You have a Devontae White. You have a Carl Brooks. You have a T.J. Slayton. I haven't talked about our linebackers yet. When you have someone like Quay Walker, who is as fast as Edgerrin Cooper is. I don't know if you guys know, Quay Walker's actually had a faster 40 time anyway. Quay Walker might even be faster. But as far as closing to the quarterback, Edgerrin Cooper is astonishing. Like, it is like watching like a shark attack. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
he smelled blood in the water. He is out. It's a beeline. Yeah. It's the shortest path. It's the shortest path to the
It is shocking. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so he might be a little bit slower to the quarterback by like a millisecond than Quay Walker, but once he's within 5 yards, that close from that point is shark attack. Like, you know what I mean? That is shocking. And when he comes back from injury, that's the only thing I'm a little disappointed about, is that we have guys who would still kind of injured. So you got Marshawn Lloyd right now with the hamstring injury, and you got Edgerrin Cooper who's got a hip injury, and you got Jordan Morgan who's got a shoulder injury. None of these things look like they're going to be major, but the sooner they can get back, the better, right? Because if I just want to see it. I just want to see it. I just want to see a defense that has Cooper and Evan Williams and that defensive line on the field at the same time. And Jeff Hafley says, go, like, capture the flag. The flag is the quarterback. Go capture the flag, right? And see what the defense can do. Because all of these guys can close. And when they get there, your shoulders are going to touch, right? If one of them gets unblocked, your shoulders are going to touch. Simple as that, right? And I do think Rashawn Gary has an opportunity to be Defensive Player of the Year. I do.
He's looking amazing. Everything I've heard about him, and Bleacher Report boss as well, that Gary looking amazing. Like,
in the best shape of his life, right? So it's just a lot to be excited about, right? It's just a lot to be excited about. I think we're finally... It's very similar, I think, you know what I mean, to bring it back to the Bucks. Not to beat a dead horse or whatever, but I think last year the Bucks went too far off the reservation, trying to correct problems, overcorrecting, And the excitement with them is that we are now back in. There's more of a common sense approach to basketball with the got, and so we're back to coloring inside the lines and going about it in an intelligent way. I feel similarly about the Packers when it comes to their defense, right? When you have games, we have all these players on defense, and then we'll lose a game to the Giants to a quarterback who shouldn't even be in the league. And it's not because he played well, it's because Joe Barry was horrible at being a defensive coordinator. Horrible. So when we are now moving on from our Adrian Griffin, right? And we are now in the hands not only of a competent defensive coordinator, but someone who can go toe-to-toe with Matt LaFleur as an offensive coordinator. As brilliant as Matt LaFleur is, they are comparing Jeff Hafley to Matt LaFleur as far as like his concepts, like and how he's coaching up this secondary.
His acumen.
You're going to tell me we got two Matt LaFleurs on the team? You're going to tell me we got two Matt LaFleurs on the team? Bro, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'm stacked, y'all. I'm stacked. Hey, we gonna go live again too after the next preseason game, just because we need to be giving the people what they want, and also paying better, closer attention to the squad, because I do think they're special. Yeah. I do think they're special.
I do. And
yeah, I appreciate y'all tapping in, man. Really appreciate y'all tapping in. So hopefully y'all can make time again after the next preseason game. I hope that I can go live the same day, depending on friends and family. So we'll see. But appreciate y'all tapping in, bro. I'm going to get to this comment section real quick and get up out of here. But salute. Hey, first, y'all better know the gentleman in the bottom right, Dr. Smith. You know the man in the bottom left, Bleacher Report Boston VP. Appreciate both of y'all tapping in, gentlemen. Luke. Hey, go Pack go. Ain't that what they say? Go Pack go.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
You tapping my man Brandon. Hold on. I didn't even see you in there. Hold on, Brandon. Let me get you in here, brother. What's up, Brandon?
What's up?
So tell me how you feeling about the preseason game. What you think about the Packers before we get up out of here. You know I gotta hear from you, bro. Go ahead.
The Packers, hey, it's on fire. It's on fire. Because the way the defense, man, the defense is unstoppable.
It looked completely different, don't it, Brandon? Defense looked completely different. The aggressive, the scheming. Let me say that different. We look like we're actually scheming to get pressure versus individual pressure. Like the scheme is getting the pressure. That's the difference. And that's coaching. It's coaching. Coaching is making a huge difference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And Jordan Love, he's the truth.
I said it a long time ago. Did I not? When he was, everybody's on his head. I was like, hey, he's straight. I was hey.
He's ready. I think he can show everyone what he can do.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this year would be his year of his ascension. Like, okay, now he's in that. Okay, he's a legit quarterback. And then maybe one more year, then he'll be in the elite category. You got to do it for a little bit of amount of time before they call you elite. I think he'll assert himself this year. Well, he'll put his name in the hat. But then I think next year, the year after that, is when they'll be like, okay, he's actually one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's doing all the right things. He looks poised. He looks right. Like I said, my concern is just us having a backup quarterback as far as for just insurance purposes. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I agree. I cannot wait to see what the next preseason.
Oh yeah, next week. Yeah, we got another preseason coming up. Let me see. Hold on.
Yeah, Denver.
Yep, Denver on next Sunday. Yep, 7. So then I'll go live after that game.
Yep. Looking forward for it.
Yeah. You said what?
I said I'm looking forward for it.
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna watch hard. We're gonna see what happens. I'm very excited about it. Oh, it's both. It's both. It's both. Hey, we repping. Hey, Brandon, we repping. I think I got that. Is this the one you got? Is this the one you got on right now? Okay, yeah, I got that one. Yeah, my boy Brandon.
Hey, what? We right back on the map.
Right, we right back. Hey, we right back like we never left, Brandon. We right back like we never left, bro. Hey,
Hey,
this is gonna be the year where the Packers reassert themselves as one of the elite teams in the NFL. This is the
right.
year. We got all the pieces in place. We got rid of dead weight, very similar to the Bucks, getting rid of dead weight and coaches, bringing in actual people with IQ, bringing in players with high IQ, acumen, professionals. I expect good results this year from Brewers, Packers, and Bucks. The trifecta.
Doc,
I expect nothing. I expect us to do really well. I'm dead
think we,
serious. We go.
I, I think we can shot the whole world.
Yeah,
This season,
we might. Real talk. Shout out to Brandon. No, we just might, bro. We gonna see.
we can shot the whole world through the whole NFL, through the whole MLB, and through the whole NBA. Watch. We are
We gonna
coming
leave it there. We gonna leave it there, my man Brandon.
we are
Appreciate you, Brandon.
coming person in the NFL, MLB, and the whole NBA.
Salute, my man Brandon. Okay,
Stop disrespecting our team
he
like that.
talking. He
We ain't
talking.
smoke. We all want all the smoke. Bring 'em on.
My man, Brandon. All right, Brandon, appreciate you. So I'm
All
gonna
right.
set up a live. We're gonna maybe do a Bucks live in the middle of the week just to talk some Bucks, but then we'll go live after that preseason game. Appreciate you
All right.
tapping in, my man Brandon. All right, bro.
Oh,
Hey, we confident over here in Packer Nation. Hey, we confident. I can't wait for this season to start. There's gonna be a lot of people getting put in backwoods this year, and Jordan Love will be a Pro Bowler this year, guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'm excited about this defense. Like I said, I believe we do now have an official top 10 defense matched with a top 10 offense. The last time that happened, we won the Super Bowl. That's just what it is. I'm Amra. This is Amra's Logic, Packers trade rumors and news, where we just got to discussing the preseason game one win of the Green Bay Packers versus the Cleveland Browns, 23-10. Jordan Love only played 2 plays, and the second play was a bomb to Dontayvion Wicks, and then he sat down. This team looks poised. They look ready, and I expect nothing but good things. And we will be going live after all Packer games, depending if I go to a game or something like that. Otherwise, we're going to be grinding these Packer games just like we grinding these Bucks games, trying to bring friends and family and expand a little bit. Let's bring on in Packer Nation with Bucks Nation. Let's go ahead and co-mingle. And hey, this is where you need to be for all that the latest content, news, everything. This is where you need to tap into. Friends and family over here. We doing it like nobody else is doing it. We not the biggest in numbers, but we have the biggest impact. I promise you that, and I appreciate everybody tapping in. We gonna build this. We gonna build this pod up with the Packers just like we did the Bucks. We gonna get it out the mud, y'all. I appreciate all y'all tapping in. Much appreciated. We give my man Marvin Childs. Let's hope under Pat Murphy, the current Brewers team can be a little engine that could in the smallest MLB market in the MLB and hopefully beat the coveted juggernauts in the playoffs and win World Series. My man Marvin, salute. Let's go. I like that. Yeah. Oh, my man Marvin came in and said something heavy. I like it. Comment, like, subscribe, share the content. This is the most electrifying podcast on YouTube. This is Friends and Family. Also with the best chat on YouTube. That's why we make electrifying content together. They the gas, this the flame. Y'all know how it go. Comment, like, subscribe, share the electrifying content. Go Pack, go. Gone. Man, we might mess around and win this title this year. That'll be